isn't exactly the most family-friendly place. It has a lot of dark and mysterious places within. Beneath the surface of the everyday web lies a hidden world. One that is dark, mysterious, and often terrifying. All from creepy cult-like websites to deeply disturbing videos. Despite being hidden and often censored, these unsettling online spaces attract a lot of curiosity. Today, we'll explore these dark areas and uncover the most disturbing and spine-chilling things the internet has to offer. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video, cause this one is about to be good. On February 10th, 2010, a 13-year-old kid known as Daniel Torres decided to stay at home from school. He was supposed to attend a big field trip that day, but Daniel didn't go. He told his mom that he had hurt his knee and therefore couldn't go. But in actuality, he was trying to avoid bullies at school. So instead of going on the trip or attending a regular school day, Daniel went over to his friend's house just around the corner from his own. His friend was a 14-year-old boy who had recently moved into the neighborhood. The two had become close quickly and hung out together a lot. That day, while they were at the friend's house, something went terribly wrong. The 14-year-old somehow got a hold of a gun that belonged to his parents, and somehow the gun went off, and Daniel was shot in the head. The 14-year-old friend hadn't realized what just happened. He stood there in shock as Daniel was laying on the ground, bleeding. As soon as he realized what just happened, he called his lawyer, and after that, 911. I have listened to many 911 calls, but I have to say, this specific call is very disturbing.
911, you have an emergency.
I just shot my best friend on accident. Oh my God.
You just shot your best friend? What
On
happened?
accident, I'm sorry. No, I just shot my best friend.
Okay, stay on the phone with me, alright?
Yeah, I just shot.
Are you at 1300 North 73rd Way?
Yeah, am I gonna go to jail?
Listen,
Am I gonna go to jail?
Calm down. Is your friend still alive?
No, he's dead. I shot him in the head on accident. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay, calm
Am I
down.
going to jail? Am I going to jail?
How did you... Okay, stay on the phone, okay? Stay on the phone. How did you...
I can tell you what happened.
What happened?
Alright, my mom has a gun and we were messing with it, and we took out the clip and we took out all the bullets, and Daniel was messing with it, and I said, give me the gun. And then I pulled the trigger to see if there was a bullet in there, and I shot him.
Okay, honey, how old are you?
I'm 14, I just shot my best friend.
Okay, honey, stay on the phone. It's okay, okay?
Yes.
Okay, is your friend bleeding?
No, he's dead.
Okay, alright.
No, I'm gonna go to jail.
No, it's okay. Where's your parents at?
They're at work. I just called my mom. She's coming right now.
Okay, where's the gun at?
I just put it back.
You put it back where, huh? Where did...
In my mom's jaw. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay, and you're sure your friend's not breathing?
No, he's dead. I shot him dead in the head.
Okay, so you pointed it at him and you didn't realize there was a bullet.
No, he moved like he walked in front of me when I pulled the trigger.
Okay, but so you didn't think there was a bullet in it, right?
No, because I when you cock it back, the bullet flies out.
Right.
The bullet didn't fly out, and then I pulled the trigger to see if it was gonna shoot, and then he walked in front of me. Oh my God.
Okay.
What makes this 911 call so unsettling is the raw emotion and panic in the boy's voice as he breaks down just moments before the incident occurred. The intensity of his distress is a haunting reminder of the tragedy that unfolded only seconds before. Daniel Torres was a cherished friend and a beloved member of a loving family. Regardless of whether the events on that day were accidental or not, the Torres family will forever bear the scars of this tragedy, and they will have to face the painful reality of life without Daniel. What happened on that tragic day could have been completely avoided if the gun had been kept out of reach of the children. Before we continue, I want to provide a quick disclaimer that the next event we will discuss is significantly more disturbing than the case involving Daniel Torres. This Reddit thread is fairly long, but if you're into really disturbing content, I think you will find it interesting. So just sit back, relax, and listen. On July 29th, 2013, a Reddit user named Captain_1958 made a post on the Off My Chest subreddit. At first glance, the title may not seem alarming, but as we delve deeper into the story, it becomes increasingly disturbing. But without further ado, let's begin, shall we? I am not proud of my son. This Saturday, my son had been sober for 18 months. He got his GED this year, and he starts at a community college at the end of August. He finally has a job that I didn't get for him. Soon, he will be moving into his own apartment, and he hasn't missed a single appointment with his therapist. He has done everything you would expect of a precocious 17-year-old who has hit a rough patch after meeting with a particularly bad influence. He is 29. This is the point where I'm supposed to say that nevertheless, I'm still proud of him for turning his life around, getting off drugs and off the streets, staying out of trouble and acting like a responsible adult, or at least an adult who knows the meaning of responsible. Maybe I'll throw in a reference to the prodigal son and kill a fatted cow for him. That's certainly what's expected of me, and that is certainly what my son expects of me. He demands praise and forgiveness and a party, and me to hug him and tell him it's alright. Demands me to tell him how proud I am and that he's made something of himself. But I'm not, because he hasn't. Not in the slightest. His mother and I gave him every opportunity we could. I don't expect any praise for that because, unlike my son, I don't expect praise for doing what you're supposed to. She and I worked hard to give him a loving, stable, comfortable, supportive home. We were involved in a school. We introduced him to music to the extent that any two people can. His mother was a damn good cellist though. And sports and culture. We fed him healthy meals. We played with him. And thanks to him, we got in the best shapes we'd ever been since our 20s. And we let him stumble and fall, to make mistakes and get back up again. He started shoplifting at 15. The first time we caught him, we boldly dragged him back to the store to make him return the copy of Grand Theft Auto and apologize, and offer to pay for any damages. The second time we caught him, this time with a pair of shoes, we did the same thing. The third time, we started going to family therapy. Therapy seemed to go well, and after a few sessions, the therapist asked for a few one-on-one meetings with him. After 2 of those, the police came knocking on our door because the little shit had concocted some story about how we were some religious cult who raped him for breakfast every Saturday. And the dumb chicken shit therapist actually believed him. Rational heads prevailed. We fired that therapist and went through 6 more in as many months until eventually we couldn't find anyone who would take him as a patient. By 16, he was drinking. Then we found pot in his bedroom and in our bedroom. He started leaving needles, bongs, and crack pipes where he knew we would eventually find them, just to fuck with us. I know this because he said so, in those exact words. He had his first intervention and first trip to rehab that year, and his first relapse. He had to repeat a year of high school at 17, which meant he was now the ringleader of a group of other young dipshits who saw him as this totemic mentor shaman who could hook them up with whatever they wanted. I'm also damn sure he started f***ing one of those gang's younger sister, 13, around then. But I had nothing to go on but my own instincts, so all I could do was to tell her parents to keep an eye on her. No charges were ever pressed, and the family never spoke to me again after that. But they did pull both of their kids out of that school, and my son was furious at me for not daring to let him continue committing statutory rape. He decided to try normal rape later on. While I was away, he spent an uncharacteristic night at home, and, on his best behavior, After his mother went to sleep, he followed her into her bedroom. He took a knife with him. He crept into the room, straddled her, put a blade to her throat, and slid his other hand inside her. I don't know exactly what happened next. I know he held her down and tried to undress her. I know she fought. I know he stabbed her. I know she got away and locked herself in the bathroom before he could catch her. I hope that means she kicked him good in the balls. I know she broke the window and screamed for help. I know he ran. I know she was lucky and the ambulance got to her before she bled to death. I know he called his friends to brag and beg a ride. I know the police caught him. I know if I'd been home, or if I caught him, I would have killed him with my bare hands. The state tried my son as an adult. He pled out, but only after making his mother testify and smiling the whole time. She divorced me a month after his sentencing. I looked too much like him. She killed herself 1 year later. I'd be a liar if I said I didn't blame him for her death, because I absolutely do. He was sober when he went to her room, sober when he pulled out a knife, sober when he climbed on top of her, sober when he raped her, sober when he stabbed her, sober when he ran, sober when he called his friends to brag, and sober when the police found him. When I made the mistake of visiting him after the divorce, he laughed and said she'd had enough of his dick and that I could never satisfy her. When I made the mistake of visiting him after she killed herself, he laughed and asked how it feels to have some prick take your bitch away. I should have killed him right there. It is to my eternal shame that I did not. The rest of the thread reveals how the son manipulated the Redditor's wife's sister into turning against the Redditor. Despite the Redditor's efforts in raising his child, the son's actions serve as a chilling reminder of how things can take a devastatingly wrong turn. Whether or not this post is true, the story is undeniably haunting. Since the post was published in 2013 and the account has no other activity, we're not able to verify its authenticity or know the current status of the user. This anonymity and time-lapse leaves us with more questions than answers, making this story even more unsettling.